This August, the NASCAR Cup Series visits one of the most historic tracks in North American racing.
Tony Stewart wins at Watkins Glen.
Yeah, this is my house right here. We ran really well over the last 7-8 years here.
SHR team owner Tony Stewart won 5 times at Watkins Glen between 2002 and 2009, making use of his road racing skills in an era when there were just 2 on the calendar.
I loved the road courses with the stock car. Sonoma was actually my favorite of the 2, but Watkins Glen we had a ton of success at. And I think a lot of it was my upbringing in sprint car racing. I had to learn momentum and how to carry speed through the corners. And especially Watkins Glen has such long straightaways. And if you could carry extra exit speed, you carried that all the way down and made so much time up at the end. So yeah, I think that was one of the keys to our success at Watkins Glen.
For me, that was almost like going home. I grew up in the New England area and raced Busch North cars there for a bunch of years. Know a lot of people there. And when we went with Tony the first year, I think we realized at that point how good and how disciplined Tony could be. And that's what it's all about. It's about hitting your marks, doing the same thing, knowing where that car needs to be on entry to make your exit speed as fast as you can, not overdriving it. And it was one of the things that he just did a remarkable job on.
The young drivers currently racing for Tony Stewart take inspiration from their boss's historic record at the Glen.
That's one place that every single person here at SHR wants to go run good at because they remember all the success that Tony had there. But it's a tough racetrack. You have to have all kinds of things working right from an aero aspect, even at a road course, and then you have jumping curbs and you have left and right turns. So it's a tough place to get a hold of, but I think that's when you always try and get that little bit extra at.
To go and run at these racetracks where Tony's won at and carry on that legacy of, obviously Tony's not raced anymore, but the 14 car's still out there, any of the Stewart-Haas cars are still out there and running up front, and there's still going to be a fan of Stewart-Haas now just because of Tony, and it's cool to have fans everywhere we go, whether it's Watkins Glen or any of these road courses. But Tony definitely made it easy to cheer for. He was fun to watch, and I feel like as a team we try to do the same.
Team leader Kevin Harvick can actually boast a victory over Stewart at the New York track. It came back in 2006.
Heck, that was one of my favorite wins because I was able to beat Tony up there the year that we won, so that was a fun day. Tony's always been really good at Watkins Glen and had a lot of success up there, and I think the thing that I remember about racing Tony that year is just how good he was in the braking zone going into the inner loop in the back, bus stop, whatever you want to call it. He was always a really good road racer, and Watkins Glen was just another one of those places that stood out for him through the years that he just dominated.
Hidden among the Finger Lakes in upstate New York, the NASCAR course is 2.45 miles long, very fast, and provides one of the most technical challenges of the season for the drivers.
It's incredible to drive a race car to its limit and go through, that bus stop, that chicane at 120, 130 miles an hour. I remember before I ever went and made a lap at Watkins Glen, I walked back there to the backstretch and stood and watched Cup practice before I went out in an Xfinity car. And I watched the Cup cars go through there and was like, whoa, you want me to do that?
It's almost like a super speedway. It's not the most technical road course we go to, but it's by far the fastest. And it's one where you're not only worried about mechanical grip, but you're worried about aerodynamics almost more than anywhere else we go to road course wise. And you go there and you definitely feel the speed. It's always a fun time going up there. The fans there are just unbelievable, and we always pack the place every time we go there, so it's always a fun one to go to.
Tony had so much success there. He's just really talented at everything he gets into. He's got an unfair advantage that he's just naturally gifted, and he can get in anything and go fast. But yeah, I think that we do have a large fan base up there because of the amount of success that he had. So yeah, Stewart-Haas Racing has quite a few fans up there at Watkins Glen when we show up, thanks to Tony.